Reflections for Rent. Chapter 2. The Living Reflection. Elias hadn't planned to return to Vitrina. He told himself it was curiosity, maybe closure, but the truth was simpler. The mirror had left something inside him, a residue, a question. The shop was quiet when he arrived. No bell, no footsteps. Just the scent of lavender and old wood, hanging like breath in a crypt. The mirror stood where it had before, tall, still, patient. Its brass frame caught the light like a wound. Elias stepped closer, his boots echoing against the warped floorboards. He didn't speak. He didn't need to. The mirror knew. The glass darkened, then rippled. The alley behind him dissolved. In its place, sunlight, a porch. Elias blinked. He was seated in a weathered lawn chair, a cold beer sweating in his hand. The air smelled of cut grass and charcoal. Laughter rang out, familiar, impossible. Ramirez leaned against the railing, grinning. "You still drink that piss water, Eli?" Elias couldn't speak. Ramirez was whole, no burns, no silence, just the same crooked smile and relentless teasing. Chen sat nearby, sketching in his notebook. Morales was flipping burgers on a grill, humming off-key. Elias's throat tightened. They were alive. All of them. He looked down at himself. No limp, no scars. His hands were steady. A child's laughter echoed from inside the house. He turned. A little girl darted past the doorway, giggling. Behind her, a woman, his wife. Her face was blurred, but her voice was warm. Elias felt something crack inside. Him. This wasn't just fantasy. It was memory rewritten. A life he could have had. Should have had. He reached out, fingertips grazing the glass. It was warm. Real. Ramirez raised his bottle. "To making it out," Elias whispered. "We didn't." The mirror flickered, the porch dimmed, the laughter warped. Ramirez's face began to blur, eyes hollowing. Chen's pencil snapped in his hand. Morales turned slowly, his mouth moving, but no sound came. The child's laughter became a scream. Elias stumbled back, heart hammering. The mirror went still. The porch was gone. The alley returned. He collapsed to his knees, gasping. The warmth had vanished. Only the cold remained. Elias sat in his apartment, lights off, the silence unbearable. He stared at the wall, replaying every detail. The porch, the faces, the child. He remembered the convoy, the explosion. Ramirez's last words, cut off mid-joke. Chen's body, half buried in sand. Morales bleeding out beside him, whispering about his sister. He'd buried them, mourned them, and yet the mirror had given them back. Not as ghosts, as possibilities. He poured a drink, hands shaking. The mirror hadn't lied. It had offered him something worse. Hope. The desert had been quiet that morning. Too quiet. Elias remembered the way the wind carried sand like whispers, soft, persistent, almost reverent. It was the kind of silence that made you feel watched. Morales had joked about it, called it ghost weather. Ramirez had laughed, said ghosts wouldn't bother with a place this ugly. They were parked near a half-collapsed schoolhouse, waiting for orders that never came. The sun was already brutal, baking the metal of the convoy until it hissed under. Touch. Elias had taken shelter in the shade of the Humvee, scribbling notes in his field journal. Nothing important, just fragments. A line of poetry he couldn't finish. A sketch of Chen's boots. A list of things he missed. Coffee that didn't taste like rust, the smell of rain, his sister's voice. Ramirez was humming something stupid, Britney Spears maybe. Morales had joined in, off-key and unapologetic. Chen sat cross-legged on the ground, sketching a bird in the margin of his notebook. It was a quiet moment, a rare one. Elias remembered thinking, "This feels like a memory, like something I'll lose." Then the blast. It didn't sound like an explosion. It sounded like the world folding in on itself. A pressure wave slammed into Elias's chest, flinging him backward. His ears rang. Dust filled his mouth. He couldn't see, couldn't breathe. He crawled toward the wreckage, hands bleeding, knees shredded. The Humvee was gone, just twisted metal and fire. Ramirez lay nearby, unmoving. His face was half-burned, eyes wide open. Elias screamed his name, but the sound came out broken. Chen was slumped against the schoolhouse wall, blood pouring from a wound Elias couldn't find. His sketchbook was still in his lap, the bird unfinished. Morales was alive, barely. He was pinned beneath debris, coughing blood, whispering something Elias couldn't hear. Elias held his hand, told him it was okay. Lied. Morales's last words were about his sister. Tell her then silence. Elias stayed there until the medics arrived. He didn't move, didn't speak, just stared at the bodies, memorizing every detail. The smell of burning rubber, the taste of copper, the way Ramirez's hand had curled inward, like he was still holding something. They gave Elias a medal, called him brave, said he'd done everything right. He didn't remember the ceremony, just the weight of the ribbon around his neck and the way it felt like a noose. Back home, people asked questions, wanted stories, wanted closure. Elias gave them silence. He stopped drawing, stopped writing, stopped sleeping. The porch in the mirror, the laughter, the child, the warmth. It wasn't just a fantasy. It was a betrayal, a cruel rewrite of everything he'd lost. And yet he wanted it, needed it, because the truth was unbearable. The shopkeeper stood behind the counter, her hands folded neatly, as if she'd been waiting. Her eyes were dark, unreadable, like she'd seen too many versions of too many people. "You saw them," she said. "No greeting, no surprise." Elias nodded, his voice hoarse. "They were alive, laughing. I could smell the grass." She tilted, her head. The mirror doesn't show dreams. It shows desire, and desire is rarely kind. Elias stepped closer, the floor creaking beneath him. It wasn't just desire, it was memory, rewritten. "Memory is soft clay," she said. "The mirror knows how to shape it." He looked past her, toward the brass frame. It stood silent, but he could feel it watching. "I need to see them again." The shopkeeper's expression didn't change. "You think it will help? It won't." "I don't care." She moved from behind the counter, her steps slow, deliberate. "The mirror doesn't give, it takes. Every time you look, it carves something away, a detail, a truth, a piece of you." Elias swallowed hard, then let it. She stopped inches from him. "You're not the first to say that. Most don't notice what's missing until it's too late. A name they forget, a face they misremember, a moment they swear happened, but didn't." Elias's jaw tightened. "I've already lost everything." The shopkeeper studied him. "Not everything, not yet." He turned toward the mirror. Its surface was still, but he felt the pull again, that quiet gravity. The promise of warmth, of reunion. "I just want to feel them again," he whispered. The shopkeeper's voice softened. "You will. But it won't be them. It'll be what you wish they were, and that version will love you more than the real ones ever did." Elias hesitated. That truth cut deeper than he expected. She stepped back. "Go ahead, look. But remember, every reflection has a cost, and the mirror always collects." Elias approached the glass. His hand trembled as he reached out. Behind him, the shopkeeper turned off the lights.